I'm sure that most of us have been told growing up that we should try and save as much money as possible. But how many of us actually listen to that advice? Studies have shown that if you're a student in college, then you're more than likely struggling financially. As a matter of fact, there's a study done by the Ohio State University that stated every 7 out of every 10 college students claim to be struggling financially. And this was a study done at 52 different universities across the country, being from both four-year universities as well as two-year colleges. With all that being said, I'm going to present to you the benefits that will come if you actually listen to what people are telling you. When it comes to saving money, one of the biggest opportunities that come is investing to further increase your savings. For example, I recently invested into my retirement, which might sound out of the ordinary for a 20-year-old college student, but I really believe that it is never too early to start investing in your future. It all started with my parents putting my money that I received from birthday gifts into a savings account if I wasn't using it. And as I got older, I was finally able to start working at 16 years old, and I worked as much as possible so I can add to the savings myself. Andy Robinson, who is a multimedia producer at Harvard Business Review, actually states that he tells people as young as 19 years old that they should start investing in their retirement as soon as they can. Just imagine how much stress will be relieved from your body if you finally graduate from college, go into the working world, and you're not drowning in debt like most of America already is. Many college students are struggling financially, but by saving and investing at a young age, we can try to prevent that from happening. First, I'm going to explain to you why we should be saving our money. There are many reasons that saving can be beneficial to you in the long run. Students are currently being very overwhelmed by how much student debt they're accumulating. There's been statistics showing that it takes a college graduate an average of 20 years to pay back their student loan debt. Mark Kantrowitz of MIT grad and VP of the website savingforcollege.com says that the average debt for a college graduate is $29,900. And this is all not to even mention that the biggest downside of running out of money is going to be to your mental health. Gabby Shaw, a Tulane University graduate, actually says that 36% of marriages end in divorce due to financial issues. And then there's also, on the other end of the spectrum, the average retirement age is often perceived to be around 65 years old, but this has been slowly creeping to closer to 70 years old, which is astounding considering that the average life expectancy is only 79 years old. Now that we know why we should be saving, I'm going to tell you why saving is important. Obviously, the first step to saving is going to be cutting your spending in any way that you can. One of the biggest things is going to be to limit your food intake from restaurants and fast food places and eating the food that you have at home. That way you're not spending the extra money that it takes to go to a fast food restaurant, and you're also going to be eating the food that you have at home, so that way you're not throwing out expired food and wasting money that way. Another way is going to be limit your spending on excess clothing and accessories. Now I know this can be very difficult for some as it's a way that they kind of represent themselves, but it really leads to huge amounts of debts because clothing can be very expensive. Dave Ramsey is a famous author and businessman. He has a saying that he recommends telling every dollar where it should go, which is basically setting up a budget plan. For example, something like this, where you're going to be telling every dollar where it should go in a way that, so you have, for example, your electricity bill, your food bill, and then even your savings. And then so you know exactly where all your dollars are going, and any excess money is going to be going into that savings account. He actually recommends that you put 15% into your retirement, 15% of your annual income into your retirement. So this means if you, for example, make, let's say, $80,000 a year, you're going to be putting $12,000 of that into your retirement every year. And the types of retirement, the two of the most common ones are going to be your 401k, which is just sort of a investment that your business automatically sets up, takes out of your paycheck, and invests into a retirement company that you're not allowed to access until you're 55 years old. And the other one is a taxable brokerage account, which is going to be what I invested in. And it's basically going to be the similar thing, except for it's not through your business. So you're basically just giving your own money to an investor, and they're going to be investing it for you. And that you also cannot access until you're 55 years old. And I recommend sort of talking to family and doing some of your own research to make sure you're investing in a trusted company. Lastly, I'm going to tell you what the world would look like if you do or do not choose to invest into your retirement. Imagine you're just turning 55 years old and you're so excited to retire, but then you go and look into your savings or retirement account and you don't have nearly enough money to retire. You're maybe looking at 15 years into the future when you turn 70 years old, and then you'll finally be able to retire like most of America is starting to do. You have to put everything that you want to do on the back burner, whether it's going on vacations, volunteering at animal shelters, or just in general sitting at home and enjoying your time. Now imagine you turn 55 and you did invest into your retirement at an early age. So you look into your account and you say, I'm well off. I don't need to work any longer. I'm just going to retire right now, and I'm going to go to a vacation in Hawaii because you can enjoy luxurious vacations. Or you can start volunteering your time at animal shelters because you want to help those animals that are in need. And you're going to look back fondly at the fact that you chose to invest your money into your retirement. These are just some of the reasons that saving and investing is an extremely valuable skill. Those $15,000 that I invested when I was 20 years old is going to be very beneficial to me in the long run because I was cautious with my money and I worked as many hours as I could. So I'm going to have a huge stress relief down the road when I go to add up how much money I've accumulated from the interest of my investment and realize that I don't need to work any longer. In the end, I hope that I was able to convince you to start saving and investing your money, because many students are struggling financially and saving and investing is the way out. I wish all of you the best of luck in your saving and investing, and I hope that we're all able to retire at a young age.